This regards a visit by Thukulani MBC Secondary School and Twake Dam View Academy to the County Assembly of Makueni today on Tuesday, 10th of March, year 2026 at 2:30 p.m. Honorable members, I wish to recognize in the presence the teachers from Thukulani MBC Secondary School, from Mukia Ward, and teachers and the pupils from Twake Dam View Academy, Kalawa Ward, seated at the Speaker's Gallery. They are here on an educational tour to learn on procedures and operations of County Assembly as a house that makes law in the county government, and these are subject to the ministry and government in schools. Honorable members, I will therefore recognize the teachers and students and the pupils therein. Once I call by name, according to the parliamentary traditions, each should stand and bow as a symbol of respect to the authority of parliament, which is a place of the representatives of the people. Thukulani ABC Secondary School, teachers. Teacher Patricia Mwania, the senior teacher. Teacher John Mbiti is to teacher. From among the students, these are the student leaders. Her Excellency Angela Daniel, the president of the school. His Excellency Doris Mumo, Cabinet Secretary for Sports. Twake Dam View Academy, teachers and parents present. Teacher James Mudinya, Director. Teacher Solonika Chalo, Head Teacher. Teacher Pius Kala, Senior Teacher. And Mr. John Cheva. Mr. Maurice Musango, Steve Mwendwa, Ms. Ann Kioko, Mr. Titus Wambua. The student representation is as follows. Her Excellency, the President, Nehemiah Kasive, and His Excellency, the Deputy President, Daniel Mutisia. I call upon the Deputy President to be accorded a seat on the front row as it is required by the procedures. That is President Daniel Mutisia. It's not allowed to sit at the back. Sanjay at arms. Let the President and the Deputy sit where they are supposed to sit. Honorable members, the Constitution of Kenya establishes 47 county governments, each comprising of a county executive and a county assembly. The key functions of the county assembly as a branch of county government is to legislate, which is to make laws, to represent people, and to oversee the works or programs by the county executive of the devolved government. Further, the laws that are made by the county assembly are implemented by the county executive, the branch headed by the governor and the deputy governor and the county executive. For the information of the learners, the county assembly is composed of elected members, nominated members, and the speaker who presides over the county assembly proceedings. Honorable members and the learners across the county and the country continue to visit parliament and county assemblies as part of their civic education and exposure to our democratic institution. These visits are important opportunities for young learners to observe firsthand the proceedings of the House and to deepen their understanding of parliamentary practice, leadership, and the role of the elected representatives. I therefore take this opportunity to welcome all students, teachers, accompanying staff who are the Speaker's Gallery and extend appreciation to the school for the efforts to have the learners here. It is our hope that such visit will inspire the young generations to embrace civic responsibility, appreciate democratic values, and perhaps in future take roles of the leadership at the level of the county assembly, members of the National Assembly, to be elected as governors and the presidents of this country, and as well as professional leaders in teaching and other professions. This county assembly, therefore, is kindly requested to acknowledge and accord our visitors the usual courtesy, and I wish them a fruitful visit. Thank you. Further to that, for the information of learners, the county assembly business is in form of a lesson for purposes of students for today afternoon. It's contained in a document called the order paper. An order paper is a document that outlines the agenda that will be deliberated this afternoon. And the agenda of the County Assembly is divided into 5 sections. 1 is administration of oath, that is taking oath of new members of the County Assembly, if any elected. 2, communication of the chair, a communication, if there is any, as I have made the communication, messages, any message from the governor, petitions, papers, notices of motion, statements, and motions. Therefore, as we proceed, I will be calling upon the clerk to read the next paper and the next order, and the order then refers to the next agenda item for deliberation. Thank you very much, and you are welcome. Member for Kalawa Ward.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, first I want to appreciate for that opportunity that you are giving me. And number 2, Mr. Speaker, allow me to welcome the teachers and also the learners from the 2 schools. That is the Kulani ABC and also Parkview Academy. Mr. Speaker, for them to come to this house, this is one of the house in Kenya that has done tremendously good job in terms of legislation, oversights, and also representation. Therefore, Mr. Speaker, as they sit to the gallery and also listen to what the members are doing in terms of contribution and also debate, allow me to assure them that this is the house that, Mr. Speaker, if I can recall, that has done a lot in terms of legislation. And that's why you can see, Mr. Speaker, most of the assemblies in Kenya, they come to Makueni to benchmark. And they come to benchmark because of the good work that this house is doing. So as they settle there, Mr. Speaker, allow me to say that they are most welcome, and this is actually an opportunity for them to learn. And for the learners who have come to this house, allow me to encourage them that, Mr. Speaker, that they work hard. A time will come, and they will have that opportunity to come to this house, and not only, Mr. Speaker, this house, they can as well manage to go to the National Assembly, to the Senate, and also represent our people at different levels. So let them feel much welcome, and as they are settled to listen to what this house is doing, it is actually their high time to learn a lot. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Leader of the Minority Party.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I also want to join my colleague, Honorable Kali, who comes from my party, in welcoming the students, the teachers, and also communities of Kalawa and Ukia wards, where Honorable Ndolo represents the people of Ukia. He's my deputy, so I have to also stand in the gap to be in charge of the ward when he's not around. So I want to thank them for, and also thank their parents and the communities around those 2 wards for giving us very good, able leaders in Honorable Kali and Honorable Ndolo. We want also to wish them all the best as they continue learning, and also to wish them all the best in their exams, which will be slated later this year. This is a good opportunity for them, even for their futures, so that they can benchmark with the best assemblies in the country, and I wish them all the best as they continue learning. Honorable Speaker, I happen to have also gotten an opportunity to visit the National Assembly while I was at secondary school. Unfortunately, those times we did not have assemblies across the country, but nowadays it is easy for all of them because the National Parliament is a replica of the county assembly, Honorable Speaker. And that's why we want to note that they are going to learn very fast And some of them will be also inspired to be a speaker like you, and also members of the assembly like myself, as they move up the ladder. And I know they are able to do all that. This is our future. The future of the country lies with the students and also the young people who also drive the economy of this country. We wish them all the best. I also want to challenge those who will be achieving, who will be getting to 18 years next year, Honorable Speaker, to also acquire national IDs and also voters' cards so that they can vote the next president of this republic, Honorable Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka, and also Honorable Kali and Honorable Ndolo into those positions. I will also be expectant when I go to Kibwezi West, where I will be running for MP, to also get the majority vote of the young people of this country coming from Kibwezi West. Thank you, Honorable Speaker, and I wish you all the best.
Next order. He has not requested. You make his remarks as we make progress. Thank you. Proceed.
Order number 3, messages.
Next order.
Order number 4, petitions.
Chairperson, Committee on Environment and Climate Change, to present a response to public petition presented on 29th of September 2025 by the Speaker of the County Assembly on behalf of residents of Kilome Sub-County regarding illegal sand harvesting in Kilome Sub-County. Chairperson.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. Allow me also to welcome the students from the two wards, Azukia and Kalawa, to this wonderful House of the Commons. And I believe their presence is going to make a difference upon their lives. This is a house where we have engineers, we have bishops, I am being one of them, Bishop Jonathan Mudoka, and the only elected bishop in East and Central Africa. And this is assured that there's nothing which hinders you from attaining what others can attain. We have PhDs in this house who have started from very far, the likes of Honorable Dennis, the likes of myself, and I believe others are still in the trail of climbing the ladder of education. In this context, I believe this is a very good interaction that they should now climb the ladder. If at our hinges we have PhDs, they can as well also attain at their hinges. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. That said and done, let me go directly to this report. Mr. Speaker, sir, the Committee on Environment and Climate Change, the sectoral committee established pursuant to Standing Orders number 217, with the following mandate to, as contained in the 11th row of the second schedule to Standing Orders, to deal with matters related to natural resources, environmental conservation, including soil and water conservation, climate change, forestry, and the control of air pollution, sound pollution, and other public nuisances, and outdoor advertising, removal of refuse dumps, and the solid waste. B, the other mandate of this committee is to oversee protection of rare and endangered species, preventing and controlling invasions of exotics, preserving old growth forests, restoring degraded ecosystems, and balancing the resource demands of industry and the public. The Speaker, sir, the second mandate is oversight.
Chairperson, being a petition which had specific issues, why don't you take us to the specific issues raised? Where are the answers?
Actually, I did this because specifically I wanted the learners to understand which committee is this under their mandate, because we have visitors who would wish to learn. So in this context, if I stand in between, they will not know who is this and what is this I'm talking about. That's why I felt it was important to give them the overview and the prelude of this committee.
They will pick as we proceed.
Thank you. Then allow me to go to the executive summary. The Speaker, sir, during the 77th sitting of the County Assembly, or on the Monday, 29th September 2025, a public petition regarding legal sand harvesting in Kilome Sub-County was presented in the County Assembly, pursuant to Standing Order number 2 that, as read, together with section 5, subsection 2, 3, and 4 of the petition to County Assembly's procedure or Act of 2020. The petition committed to the Committee on Environment and Climate Change to consider and respond to the petitioner's prayer by way of report within 60 days. In the petition, it was alleged that illegal sand harvesting was being carried out at Kilome Sub-County under the watch of senior county government officers. The petitioners prayed that the County Assembly of Makueni intervenes to ensure that illegal sand harvesting was halted forthwith. I'll ask my friends to consult with the law tones so that at least the learners may hear our voices and learn. To ensure the illegal sand harvesting was halted forthwith, and that action is taken against the county officers, government officers responsible for the preventing this illegal activity. Mr. Speaker, sir, the committee considered the petition pursuant to section 5, subsection 3 and 4 of the petition to County Assembly's Procedure Act 2020, and noted that all the allegations raised in the petition had no basis implicating the acting managing director and the enforcement officer to corrupt practices in sand sales. The Speaker, sir, the committee therefore recommended that, 1, since the allegations raised in the petition had no basis and could not be verified, the petitioner's prayer be dismissed. 2, the Makueni County Sand Conservation and Utilization Authority should allocate more resources for enforcement of the Makueni County Sand Act 2015. In this context, I hereby acknowledge, Mr. Speaker, sir, on behalf of the committee, the office of, on behalf of the committee, your office and the clerk's office for facilitating the committee during the consideration of this report. And I also thank the honorable members of the committee who participated in this particular entire exercise and within the period that exercise with a lot of zeal and for their commitment in discharging their mandate effectively. The Speaker, sir, pursuant to section 5, subsection 4 of the petition to County Assembly's Procedure Act 2020, as read together with the standing order number 230, subsection 2, I present this report to the Assembly for information, action, and also future reference. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir.
Any comment on that petition? Honorable members, I direct that that response to the petition be conveyed to the petitioners immediately, and the executive department responsible for environmental affairs and Makueni County Sand Conservation and Utilization Authority. Next order.
Order number 5, papers.
Chairperson, Public Accounts Committee, to lay a paper. Chairperson, Public Accounts Committee.
Mr. Speaker, sir, I beg to lay the following paper on the table of the Assembly: the half-yearly progress report of the County Public Accounts Committee for the period July to December 2025. I lay.
Chairperson, County Public Accounts Committee to, no, before you go to that, clerk, read the next order.
Order number 6, notices of motion.
Chairperson, Public Accounts Committee to give a notice of a motion.
Honorable Speaker, I beg to give notice of the following motion that this Assembly adopts the annual progress report of the County Public Accounts Committee for the period July to December 2025, laid on the table of the Assembly on the 10th March 2026.
Next order.
Order number 7, statements.
Chairperson, Committee on Lands and Urban Planning to respond to statement number 10 as requested on 10th of March, year 2025 by a member from Bonwood regarding grabbing of public utility land in Kikima Market in Bonwood. Honorable Matezo.
We had requested for extra time and we granted 1 week.
Proceed and present the report within 7 days, which will be next week on Monday.
Okay.
Chairperson, Committee on Environment, Committee on Health Services to respond to statement number 26 as requested on 18th of August by member from Boni Ward regarding equipping of Boni Family Hospital. Chairperson, Committee on Health Services.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. We have a letter from the ACM on this statement requesting for more time. So, Mr. Speaker, we need 7 days, Mr. Speaker, to give a comprehensive statement, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable Mulemba, you requested for answers to your questions. Are you satisfied with that request to extend the time with more 7 days?
Honorable Speaker, the item of concern was about equipping of the hospital. And Mr. Speaker, there's a particular concern which, as an assembly, we needed to oversight. We need to see the amounts that are being sought for equipping of that hospital, Mr. Speaker. Considering that the department or the government is doing the financial year 2026-2027 budget. So, Mr. Speaker, it's important we get that response so that we can understand as an assembly whether the amounts meant for equipping of that hospital will be realized in that budget. So, Mr. Speaker, I don't see the reason as to why the honorable member seeks more time, considering that already we have departmental ceilings and cabinet approvals or estimates. Thank you.
Chairperson.
Mr. Speaker, we received a revised budget today, Mr. Speaker. And Mr. Speaker, we anticipate to see tomorrow as a committee so that we can adopt this budget, Mr. Speaker. It came today, Mr. Speaker.
Have you shared with a member from Boni Ward?
No, we haven't shared because we just received the letter today.
So you will share a copy of that response with the member from Boni Ward who asked questions about that project, and who direct that we schedule that statement tomorrow at 2:30.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Chairperson, Committee on Health Services to respond to statement number 2 of 2026 as requested on 16th of February 2025 by a member from Between Ward from the Chairperson, Committee on Health Services regarding expenditure of share reimbursement by the hospitals. Chairperson, do you have the responses?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, we still have, we are not done, Mr. Speaker. We are also requesting for 7 days, Mr. Speaker, so that the department can sit, because they are on the process of share registration. So we can only give this after 1 week.
The subject matter here is not share registration. The question is the expenditure of share reimbursement by hospitals in the county. Registration is enrolling new people. Disbursement, the expenditure is to demonstrate what has been received and how it has been spent.
That is why, Mr. Speaker.
Has the executive responded?
They have not responded. They have requested for more time so that they can
Up to when?
sit.
What does the letter read?
The letter, they are requesting for 21 days.
From when? When the statement was sought?
From the when the statement was requested.
The statement was sought on the 16th of February. Add 21 days. They're over. First 7 days on 19th? No, on 17th? Second,
The letter was received on 2nd of March
received from,
from the executive, requesting for 21 days.
they requested for 21 days instead of 7 days.
No, this letter here was received on 2nd of March. And then this is the letter they are requesting for 21 days now from 2nd of March.
What I'm trying to say is this requested was sought on 16th of February, and you had given 7 days. So you are asking for additional 21 days instead of responding within 7 days to respond within 21 days.
Instead of responding, we had requested for 7 days. Then they responded through this letter on 2nd of March.
I will tell you why I want to disagree with you. The statement was requested on 16th of February. So 7 days were to end on 23rd of February. Okay? So that response you're referring to should have sought an extension of 21 days within the 7 days. They cannot wait up to 23rd, up to the 2nd, and then request for 21 days, meaning they will still have waited up to end of March and request for 21 days. So, Honorable Chair, my 21 days will remain to be 21 days effective from the date when they received that letter, which will be an increase from 7 days to 21 days. And the 21 days, as we are referring to, is ending on when? On 2nd. So they requested for more 21 days upon expiry of the 7 days. In fact, 14 days, which is unacceptable, and therefore, Chair.
Honourable Speaker, allow me to read this letter so that we can
Proceed.
get together, Mr. Speaker. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. This is a letter from the County Executive Committee member of Department of the Health Services. This is through the clerk of the County Assembly. Requests for extension of time to respond to the query on SHA reimbursement. Your letter reference 3CA SHS 2026-02, and our letter reference GM/DOH CEM volume 548, dated on 20th February 2026 on the above matter. The Department of Health Services fully appreciates the oversight mandate of the County Assembly and remains committed to accountability of compliance of public finance management regulations. However, the scope of the requested information is extension and involves completion, reconciliation, verification, and a review of financial and supporting documents from all health facilities across the county. At present, the department is undertaking countwide SHA registration and identification exercise, and therefore key personal. At present, the department is undertaking countwide registration, identification exercise, and therefore key personnel are being deployed to support this critical count priority program, and hence not available to complete the information requested by the County Assembly as per the specified time. The department, therefore, respectively requests on an extension of 21 days from the date of this letter to enable adequate compliance of logistical continuation of the document from all facilities.
Thank you, Chair.
kindly consider the request.
Chair, what I'm saying, and I give her 2 members to contribute. I'm saying that letter should have done on 17th of February. That letter should have been written to us within the first 7 days, requesting for more time. You are not requested to give information with 7 days. You wait until it is 14 days, and after expiring 14 days, you request for 21 more days. That is violation of rules. Let me allow 2 members to speak to this. Honorable Minority Whip, the leader of the majority.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, first I want to appreciate the request of the statement, because the statement on the floor of this House, it is very important. At the discussion that the chair is having, should not be a discussion between the Department of Health and also the committee of this House. Mr. Speaker, this is statement requesting the expenditure and also the reimbursement of the SHA. Mr. Speaker, last week I made an effort to go to the 2 facilities that are very near. That is Kadurumbe Health Center and Mutembugu Dispensary. And Mr. Speaker, to my surprise, when I went there, even we are not talking about the expenditure. The disbursement that was done, Mr. Speaker, it was done once. And therefore, when the committee is taking some time to respond to this statement, we are also shifting our focus now to the disbursements of the national government. Therefore, Mr. Speaker, this statement from the member who requested should be acted in a swift way so that we can have a way forward and also have a discussion on how our facilities are doing. Therefore, Mr. Speaker, despite now talking about the expenditure, disbursements to those facilities, it is not even done to the expected time and also in adequacy. Therefore, Mr. Speaker, I request that the statement can as well be enriched so that we can have an insight high on what is happening in terms of SHA disbursement and also the expenditure. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Leader of Majority.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. First, let me appreciate the presence of the 2 schools, Dukulani and Twake. Welcome to the assembly where you learn and probably you meet the people who represent you. And we want to tell you we are working very hard to make sure that Makueni is a working county. We also encourage you to be better people for a better Kenya, because you are our future. Thank you, Honorable Speaker. The 2 statements, Honorable Speaker, the response to the 2 statements begs some questions. Whether the department is taking its work seriously, Honorable Speaker. One, the first statement on Boni Level 4 Hospital is about funding that particular project. And if you look at the facility and its capacity and the people it's serving, Honorable Speaker, when the department starts moving the dates, and we know we are going through the budget process, we have the county fiscal strategy paper with us and the ADP, and they are begging for more time so that probably those what is supposed to, those funds cannot get their way into the budget. So, Honorable Speaker, I think I have to express my discomfort with that response. 2, on the SHA and the statement, Honorable Speaker, I'm wondering, this assembly appropriated some good funds, substantial amounts, to do an integrated information system for the health sector. Honorable Speaker, that system must be working. Honorable Speaker, when we are talking of health facilities, we are saying that every health facility must do returns through that system. And those returns must be in the facility at any time. It's a click of a button to get the information on what was the return from every facility in this county. Honorable Speaker, I don't know if the department is taking us seriously, Honorable Speaker. This is a very serious matter which was raised by a member here. And let me just express my discomfort and my dissatisfaction with whatever this committee is trying to tell us to wait for, I don't know, 21 days. So, Honorable Speaker, using your wisdom and your chair and your authority, I want you to direct this committee to bring that response, if possible, by tomorrow afternoon, because we can't wait any further. Our people need to know the truth, and they need to know what's happening to our facilities. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Member from Lale Malu.
Honorable Speaker, thank you. Allow me to remind the majority leader that he is still the leader of government business. Actually, he could have given us more information concerning the delay of the information, because he talks on behalf of the government. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Order, member for Lale Malu. You know, from where I'm seated, I should be able to distinguish the role of member from Mulala Mali Ward and the role of member Mulala Mali Ward and national coalitions, whether Chap UDA. They are neither here nor there. So I'm limited to the role of the leader of the majority and the role of the leader of minority, and there is a chairperson who should take responsibility. This is not a government position, it is a departmental committee that is Honorable Mateso's responsibility. So let us not delve into that. The leader of the majority has no role on the position of a statement. Yes. So in the interest of time, the leader of the majority is a member of the County Assembly. And the leader of the majority is elected on the majority party. There's minority party. But besides that, we are now on oversight, request for statements. Just a minute, we are on oversight. The questions leader of majority is asking is that instead of 7 days or 21, he demands that information to come tomorrow. And therefore, he is strengthening. He is not a leader of majority to go to bed with the executive. He is to ask the questions and even tell the government that it comes from, that this information is required. And therefore, so that we don't get into that debate, it's as simple as that. The leader of majority has executed his role and demanded a county executive to be accountable to the people of Makueni and the county assembly. And therefore, you are out of order. That matter is rested. Chairperson, we have quite some business. Honorable members, we have. I know you miss each other. So, Honorable Chairperson, Honorable, let us avoid debate. Chairperson, I gave you 7 days. Now, from that time, let me show you how serious you are not with your committee, because from 16th, 7, 14, 21, 30 days today. And after 30 days, you are asking for 21 days. You can't get that. What we know is that health is automated. Chairperson, can you give us the response tomorrow? When we go to hospital, we are not told to wait. You are either treated or you die immediately. So we want information in a health manner, not in a roads way. Health is urgent. We're asking about reports on finances, and the reports are there. If dispensary code, Moani dispensary received information on disbursement, just need to tell us, Moani dispensary received 5 million, this is how it has been spent, or it is in the account. And that disbursement by share to the hospital, it is not at the hospital. The disbursement schedule, it is at the county headquarters. And if you go to the share system, hold on, if you go to the share system where the chief officer has an access and the Minister of Finance, she will give you a printout. As to the expenditure, in less than 15 minutes, every held of an institution or a facility can be able to convey that information to the chief officer and be conveyed to the county assembly. Is that in order, Chair?
So, Speaker, as much as you are saying this information is very crucial for us, Mr. Speaker, we need some able time, Mr. Speaker. So I think 7 days will be okay. Because when you say tomorrow, I don't want to lie. I may not get this information by tomorrow. So I think 7 days will do.
You know, that public participation or registration is like you're telling me, all the dispensaries have been closed down and the officers are in field doing recruitment. So are you saying there is no treatment going on? And that is why the officers are not in the station and the system was closed down because we are doing registration?
No, I'm not saying that, but I request ample time so that 7 days will do.
The information
so that can bring some
don't worry.
comprehensive.
Chair, don't worry. The information is available. The leader of the government business has told you that he's aware at the click of button. At the click of the button, he can get a printout. So just ask for that.
Tomorrow it's not possible.
Now, the leader of majority has told you it is possible to click a button and get a printout. We are not asking for adoption of the committee. So once you provide the information, you can request for more time to interrogate it. Very well.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, you can see the precedence which was set with the previous statement, which was requested on 25th of August last year, and it is still being dragged into 2027. Honorable Speaker, if we do not act on this statement, it will still be the same statement which Honorable Mulemba asked last year, and nobody is willing to give a response to Honorable Speaker. So if you don't stand firm and your position is very powerful, delegated authority by the people of Makueni, to make sure that that request to the statement is responded to within the shortest time possible. Honorable Speaker, when you look at what is happening as well, Honorable Tibu asked this statement, not just because he's the member for Bitini, where there may be shy issues. It is about the county of Makueni, Honorable Speaker. And the moment you see the Honorable member requesting for a statement, it means this is the last resort. He is not able to get this information from the minister voluntarily, Honorable Speaker. So this is to tell the Honorable member, for whatever happens to be the chair today, that we must get this information within the shortest time possible, which is tomorrow in the afternoon. Tomorrow is too far anyway, because this statement has been lying in your departmental committee, and it has never been responded to. Honorable Speaker, if we give the leeway, the precedence we're going to set, Honorable Speaker, will be the same, like the previous statement, which they are sitting on. I can see the members of the Committee on Health are not around, most of them. I have not seen the chair, I have not seen the deputy chair, and most of the members who have previously served as chairs of that committee. It tells you something, Honorable Speaker. It's a deliberate measure for this committee to just send Honorable Mateso here to defend about a timeline which will never be achieved, Honorable Speaker. So tomorrow is too far. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Will we change word by directions? The answer is no. Even if we debate, we will not change. Whereas we are at 15:30, we will spice it, but it will not be. Allow me, in the interest of the order paper is packed, that we proceed with the motions. The matter is ruled. Whatever Honorable Kalunda has said has no value.
Because this is a house of rules and procedures. Mr. Speaker, sir, from the deliberations which we are on, I'm standing on standing order number 1, whereby on matters of procedure, the Speaker has the highest code of determination. And I find the chair totally out of order in an area where you have made a deliberation or you have made a ruling, and he still goes ahead and challenges your ruling by saying it's not possible. I would wish you direct him that he withdraws those statements, because the standing orders are very clear that once you make a ruling, it will not be challenged by anybody.
Honorable Mudoka, I hear you. Yes, for purposes of that standing order, the Speaker had given a ruling on that matter. Honorable Matreso, the chairperson of the committee, had no role to object or indicate otherwise. In that case, he was out of order. We proceed. Next order. Next order. Honorable members, the order paper is packed. We didn't do much in the morning. What is your point of order?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I stand on a point of order, number 104. Because, Mr. Speaker, there were two statements that were requested on the floor of this House by members. One of the statements was about the payment of the PMCs. And the other one was a request on the ECD teachers. Therefore, Mr. Speaker, on the payment of PMCs, Mr. Speaker, I remember there was a report that was brought on the floor of this House. But when I made some follow-ups in my ward, there are 3 projects that the PMCs were not paid. And when I tried to sort for information from the department, the ECM and also the CEO, they are not able to give me a clear answer on that, Mr. Speaker. And therefore, Mr. Speaker, I request through your chair, your guidance on this, so that, Mr. Speaker, we can get a progress report on the floor of this House on the PMCs that were paid and those who are not paid. Number 2, Mr. Speaker, we talked about a budget, maybe the supplementary budget or in the main budget that is coming. And we need to understand whether that was factored for the package of the ECD teachers. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
On PMCs, it is in the order paper, share it for tomorrow, avail yourself. On the ECD, clerk, tomorrow too. On the ECD. That is on PMCs is tomorrow. ECD and PMCs are tomorrow. Avail yourself tomorrow. Next order. Next order.
Order number 8, motion. The report of the County Public Accounts Committee on the consideration of the report of the Auditor General on the Makueni County Assembly Kalon and Mortgage Fund for the years ended 30th of June 2023 and the 30th of June 2024.
Chairperson, Public Accounts Committee.
The following motion that this Assembly adopts a report of the County Public Accounts Committee on the consideration of the report of the Auditor General on Makueni County Assembly Kalon and Mortgage Fund for the years ended 30th June 2023 and 30th June 2024, laid on the table of the Assembly on the 2nd December 2025. Honorable Speaker, this report, these 2 outer years, the Assembly had qualified opinion on the two years, and I will begin with the year ended 30th June 2023, whereby the auditor had flanked on financial statements. There was an issue to do with non-performing loans, whereby a team of members from the first assembly had been and found some loans, and there is no payment of the same. So this is an issue that the auditor had queried. I will not read through because it's a long narration, but the auditor had said that the balances from long-term receivables from exchange transactions of 317,646,208. Out of this, we have 64 million, which is said to be like defaulted loans for this fund. There was another issue on unconfirmed expenditure on use of goods and services. On the emphasis of matter, we had an issue on budgetary control and performance, and we had a very thorny issue on the imminent depletion of the fund. On the other matter, we had an issue to do with unresolved prior matters. And on the report of unlawfulness and the effectiveness in use of public goods, we had an issue to do with non-adherence to the third basic salary rule, whereby the auditor had flanked an issue whereby members of staff and also members of the assembly, some of them are getting loans beyond the basic, the set rule, the set standard, whereby at least a third of the salary must remain to the person paying. Honorable Speaker, the report on financial statements, there was an issue with unsupported transactions. I'll not read the narrations. And there was a failure to recover long outstanding loan arrears. Mr. Speaker, the committee considered the report and engaged the following officers on 23rd April 2025 for further clarification of the audit issues. They engaged the representative of the Auditor General, and they invited accounting officer together with his team. And we made the following general observations: that on the issue of non-performing loans, it was noted that 13 members of the inaugural County Assembly of Makueni defaulted on their loans, and the management was in the process of engaging the bank to recover the defaulted loans from the beneficiaries. The loans had not been reverted to commercial terms as provided for under the car loan and mortgage schemes for state officers and other public officers of government of Kenya. We have referenced the same as SRC stroke ADM stroke CR stroke 1 stroke 13 volume 3, dated 17th November 2014. Another finding, the management reported that the unreconciled variance of 627,643 was unpaid interest charges for the financial year 2022-2023, which was recognized as an accrued expense and therefore not recognized in the statement of cash flow. Initially, this was not clearly reported in the notes to the financial statements as per section 164(1) of the PFM Act, which provides that at the end of each financial year, the accounting officer for a county government entity shall prepare financial statements as in respect to the entity in formats to be prescribed by the Accounting Standards Board. Honorable Speaker, on the issue of imminent depletion of the fund, the committee made the following observation: that the fund management had spent more than the receipts and had a huge non-performing loans arising from beneficiaries who defaulted and which had not been recovered contrary to Section 24 of the PFM Act. Further, there were in default borrowing from the fund to the County Assembly Operations account, and whose refunds were outstanding, and some beneficiary some beneficiaries temporarily altered their monthly repayments to the fund, some to a period of 6 months with no revised repayment plans provided to the committee to prove that the said beneficiaries will repay the loans within the time frame approved. Number 4, that there was an underfunding of the fund. Of course, this is on the issue of, this is an observation emanating from failure to recover long-term outstanding loan arrears. There was another funding of the fund by underfund of 34,252,728, which is 15% of the approved budget, pointing to inadequate budgetary control as provided for in the PFM Act. Number 5, on the unresolved year matters, the fund management attempted to resolve some of the prior year matters with others, while others were still pending, as annexed in the management response and as provided under provisions of the standards prescribed by the Public Sector Accounting Standards Board template in Section 53 of the Public Audit Act 2015. Of course, when the auditor comes to audit in a particular year, he looks at the issues that were highlighted in the previous year, and some of them were not resolved as at the time that the auditor came to audit. Number 6, that some of the staff were earning less than a third of their basic pay, contrary to Section 119(3) of the Employment Act 2007, and which arose due to increased statutory deductions, such as NSSF, NHIF, and housing levy. Honorable Speaker, I need to mention that this is a requirement that an employee should not overload him or herself with statutory deductions or loans to an extent that they take home less than a third of the basic pay. There was a controversy on this, and the management alluded that this came as a result of increase in deductions, whereby you may find that someone was getting as required when this housing levy comes in and other deductions, they fall short or below the required 1/3. Honorable Speaker, we meant the following general recommendations. On the non-performing loans, the defaulted loans should henceforth refer to commercial loans as provided for under the car loan and mortgage schemes for state officers and other public officers of government. Of course, there are several references. Further, the fund administrator should institute recovery measures from the defaulters in accordance with Regulation 24 of the Public Finance Management Regulations of 2017 and report progress to this committee within 60 days after adoption of this report. In addition, the fund administrator should have filed a repayment plan for the 2 members who were repaying their loans to this committee within 30 days after adoption of this report. Honorable members, of course, if we were to read the narration, we would learn that out of these members, we have 2 who are repaying their loans, even though with the manner in which they are paying, they will still fall outside the recommended time frame, because one is a sitting member, and from the amount he pays, it may go beyond 27. 2020. Yes. Number 2, the committee recommends that the fund administrator should ensure that the accrued expenses are clearly highlighted in the notes to the financial statements as provided for under Section 164(1) of the PFM Act 2012. On the imminent depletion of the fund, the committee made the following recommendation. The fund administrator should institute recovery measures from the affected beneficiaries who defaulted on the loans in accordance with Resolution 24 of the PFM Act. That's customized to Makueni County State and Public Officers Calon and Morgan Fund 2017, and report progress to this committee within 60 days after the adoption of this report. Further, borrowing from the fund should cease forthwith, with the fund only being utilized in line with Regulation 4 of the Public Finance Management, that's Makueni County State and Public Officers Calon and Morgan Funds, Regulation 2017. We all are aware that this fund majorly is not gaining momentum, but there is a big drawback in terms of the base, what we call the asset base, in terms of the availability of monies to lend to other people, to people on the queue to take loans. Number 4, the fund administrator should uphold compliance with Section 104(1)(c) of the Public Finance Management Act 2012 and Regulation 42 of the Public Finance Management Act 20. Yes, on the budgetary control measures by monitoring, evaluating, and overseeing the management of the fund. On unresolved prior year matters, we make a recommendation that in line with Section 53 of the Public Audit Act 2015, the fund administrator should take action on issues raised by the auditor and the Public Accounts Committee recommendations and report progress within 90 days after adoption of this report. And the fund administrator should also comply with Section 119(3) of the Employment Act 2007 by configuring the IPPD to lock out commitments by the employees beyond the set thresholds and report progress to this within 90 days after adoption of this report. Honorable Speaker, we also had the report for the year ending 30th June 20. Just a minute. 30th June 2024, and this year the fund also had a qualified opinion. Among the issues the auditor had raised was unsupported transactions, and we had another issue on failure to recover long outstanding loans. That's a repetition of the previous year. And we also had an issue with we had those two. We had those issues. And in summary, we made the following findings. Number 1, the 13 members of the Makueni County Assembly defaulted on their loans, and the management was in the process of engaging the bank to recover the defaulted loans from the beneficiaries. However, 2 members were repaying their loans, and the committee had recommended that they clear their loans by the end of the term of the 3rd Assembly. So their loans should be configured and recalculated to ensure that they clear those loans by the end of this third assembly. Another finding, further, the loans had not been reverted to commercial loans as provided for under car loan and mortgage scheme for state officers. Of course, we are noting that this is a repetition. The auditor raised the same issues that he had raised for the second year running. And on this, we did make the following recommendations. Of course, the recommendations are the same as for the previous year. So I need not read what I've read for the previous year. And the general recommendations are the same. And Honorable Speaker, with that, I can say that the audit for the year 2024 was a repetition of the audit issues raised in 2023. And because the report for the year 2025, for the year ending 30th June 2025, is also ready for the committee in derogation. We hope that at least by the time we report on the same, some of the issues raised in these 2 years will have been addressed, or at least there will have been an action. There'll be sign of an action taking place. Otherwise, with that, I wish to call upon Honorable Kaleli to second.
Member from Lale Malwood.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I rise to second the motion of the report of the committee, Honorable Speaker. Allow me to say one, this interfort borrowing, Honorable Speaker, is actually affecting, disadvantaging the new applicants, especially the staff who are continuously benefiting from this fund, Honorable Speaker. And actually, if the report is approved by this Honorable House, then this will stop that interfort borrowing and unnecessary borrowing, because it affects the flow of the cash. Two, Honorable Speaker, the committee respectively, and I wish to report that to some extent they forgot to comply with the regulations, because they approved loans for defaulters, which is against the law, Honorable Speaker. And three, finally, Honorable Speaker, I think the matter of spending the administrative interest, that is 3%, beyond that allocation by the committee, it shows scarcity of money, Honorable Speaker, and I think they should comply and limit their expenditures to within what is under provision of the law, Honorable Speaker. Therefore, I rise to second the report. Thank you.
Honorable members, I now propose the motion for debate that this assembly adopts the report of County Public Accounts Committee on the consideration of the report of the Auditor General on the Makueni County Assembly Car Loan and Mortgage Fund for the year ended 30th of June 2023 and 30th of June 2024, laid on the table of the Assembly on 2nd of December 2025. The floor now is open for debate. Member for Kako Waya Ward, Honorable Dennis Musyoka.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I rise to support this motion for the two financial year audit, that is 2024-2023. Honorable Speaker, you have seen that some of the questions which were raised by the Auditor General are the same in 2 years, and they will be the same in the next year, and they will be the same in the next year but one, Honorable Speaker, because the issues which I raised here is about the 13 members who are given loan by the County Assembly of Makueni, 2 are repaying, and 11 are not paying. Honorable Speaker, those are 13 years since they were given this loan. and they are not paying, that means the fund administrator maybe he should have filed a case in the court, all employed like debt collectors, so that they can pursue the loans, recovery of the loans, payment of the loans, that is. That has not happened. And Honorable Speaker, I think the best way is just to write the debt off, because 13 years since these people were loaned and they are not paying. Don't know whether that can apply if the fund administrators sought all the possible ways to recover this money. The other thing, Honorable Speaker, is about the internal borrowing. I don't know, they are calling it what. They are borrowing, we are borrowing from the mortgage account. Honorable Speaker, that is like the way dogs behave. Dogs, they have a behavior of maternal cannibalism, whereby after they give birth to puppies, sometimes they have they hit one of the puppy. That is maternal cannibalism, because when we do this, we are disadvantaging our staff, we are disadvantaging our members here, and we are also making sure that there is no money to be borrowed by any member or any staff, Honorable Speaker. So the same thing will happen with the next audit. Also, the issue about take-home over that of our basic salary. Honorable Speaker, it will happen again because the taxation in this country is too heavy for us. Just imagine somebody was a take-home, or his take-home was like 20,000 before the new government came in. That is the national government. And then the introduction of SHA and the introduction of house levy. And I've heard that there is another one called infrastructure. I don't know infrastructure what. It means that person will be below a third. That is something which should be addressed by the national or the central government, but not us, Honorable Speaker. So, Honorable Speaker, I don't know how we are going to, because I don't know why even the park committee will sit with this document, because the same questions, the same recommendation, year in, year out. So I think when you see mortgage account audit, you just say refer to the previous recommendation and the previous questions and observation and findings, because there is nothing to audit here. There are 3 questions which are asked by the Auditor General day in, year out. May God bless this committee for sitting with these papers for the year 2023-2024, of which they are the same questions and they have done the same observation for the longest. Thank you.
Member for Kumbuli Southward.
Yes, thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I stand to support the motion and also to congratulate the team led by Honorable Kimongo for a good job. At least I'm very proud of what Honorable Kimongo has been able to do, and that is very good for this county. And Honorable Kimongo is very thorough, is very responsive, and that's why you can see his park reports are one of the best. And of course, he comes from my party, Muungano. I have seen Honorable Kisungi was like, of course, Muungano gives the best. We have been giving the best in terms of reporting, in terms of leadership, and that has been provided by Honorable Kimongo. And as well, I will also speak nice things about Honorable Makombe, who comes from Kibwezi West, who has been the principal assistant of the Honorable Member for Mavendeni. I worked with Honorable Kimongo in the committee when the committee had expanded mandate, and the leader of majority was also part of that. We've been serving the same committee since 2017 with Honorable Kisungi. And I think Kimongo has also learned through the ropes very quickly. He could not believe he can be such an effective chairman And that is why you can see the reports are without blemish, Honorable Speaker. And that's why we want to continue supporting Honorable Kimongo and his committee, and other committees should learn from the best. These are our best committees so far, Honorable Speaker. I want to confess, because I have a very good experience with this committee. Honorable Speaker, when it comes to the matters to do with the mortgage and car, it's also a good opportunity for the committee on car and mortgage, Honorable Speaker, to get these recommendations and we act on them. We have seen the committee has been dragging matters to do with defaulted loans, Honorable Speaker. And Honorable Kisungi is my chairman in that committee, the Committee on Car and Mortgage. This is a very objective report which can guide the Committee on Car and Mortgage and also set good precedences for the future, Honorable Speaker. And those recommendations, I think, once we activate them, I don't think we can fail to do something. And that's why the challenge now goes to both the two committees, the Committee on Implementation, where Honorable Member for Kitise has been serving, but we've not seen any service to this county, Honorable Speaker. That committee should be taken back to the Party Muungano, Honorable Speaker, and we will show the way, as we have seen with Honorable Kimongo and Honorable Makombe, Honorable Mutunga. Honorable Makombe, the Makombe is a nickname because I think he's a big follower of that thing, Honorable Speaker. And that's why we want to say thank you. Honorable Speaker, the Committee on Car and Mortgage, where I serve as the Vice Chair, I think we're going to do something and we will follow those recommendations. Thank you, Honorable Speaker. It was just to commit that we will follow up on those recommendations. Now that the Committee on Implementation will fail again. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Member for Suleiman Ward.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. Mr. Speaker, I rise to support the motion, but just briefly, there is probably, maybe the chair can explain more because he spoke more about internal borrowing, Mr. Speaker, and perhaps that could be affecting the floor, so that some of us may also know, we may also benefit. The situation is difficult outside, so he may explain, because if there is a room, then we can also join in. Thank you.
Leader of the majority.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Thank you to the former chair, because I found the accounts very well, well kept, and everything in the committee was running well, as it continues to run well to date. Honorable Speaker, let me start by supporting this motion. And Honorable Speaker, let me also congratulate the committee, which has done a very good job. This report is rather predictive, and I'm very happy that we have such a report in this assembly, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, just on two matters. One, the second of the motion put a statement across, which probably I would like to put him into task. One, he stated that the 3% administration fee should not exceed the 3%. I think that in simple terms, that's what he meant. Honorable Speaker, standing under 210(2)(a) states as follows. The examination of that's the County Public Accounts Committee should, or as the mandate given under this standing order, and A is the examination of the accounts showing the appropriation of the sum voted by the County Assembly to meet the public expenditure and of such other accounts laid before the County Assembly as the committee may think fit. So I'm challenging the second of the motion. Did he get to those accounts and learn that the committee is exceeding the 3%? Because, Honorable Speaker, it's very unfair when we shadow box in assembly and in the eyes of the public. We should state facts as they are. So, did the committee examine the accounts And did the committee learn that, that's the park committee, did it learn that the loans committee is actually spending more than 3% as stated in the regulations? Two, Honorable Speaker, I said the report is vindictive. Honorable Speaker, because they had the mandate to examine every page of the accounts, even the bank accounts. And Honorable Speaker, we have had issues in this assembly whereby even somebody, I don't know, somebody just rises and says some individuals have been, have borrowed money from that account, Honorable Speaker. So now it's today, this is the day when we should know the truth, because the committee had all that mandate to examine all those accounts. We want to know, did the committee examine those accounts and learn that if any member of this account assembly has ever borrowed beyond the regulations which were passed by this assembly and which govern that particular fund? So we should know from the committee if any member has ever borrowed beyond those regulations. And that issue, Honorable Speaker, I indicated the report is vindictive. Why? Because they have the accounts, they have everything, and they can now state the facts. And this report is also a two-sided sword, that members have been coming to me as the chair, and have been coming to the Speaker of the County Assembly, and going to the clerk of the Assembly, asking for money. And that money has been to pay activities, which is administratively borrowed from the fund, to pay activities to all members. And usually, the County Assembly Service Board must meet, make minutes, and borrow some money from that fund. That is what has been happening. So, Honorable Speaker, when the committee recommends that this borrowing should stop, and if we pass this motion, Honorable Speaker, then it should be true to the spirit that this borrowing should stop. And the committee has indicated very well that this borrowing is actually affecting disbursement of loans, especially to the staff who are qualified to get loans of up to 20 years. So, Honorable Speaker, I want us to pass this motion with a clear mind, with a sincere heart, that this borrowing must stop. And nobody will go to the Speaker's office and say, I want to borrow money. Because as we know, the accounts of the Assembly are now becoming a bit clear. And it's like, from very reliable sources, all the monies which have been borrowed from the account by the County Assembly Service Board will be refunded the soonest possible. And I know members understand what I'm saying. So generally, let's pass this motion and pass it with a very clear mind that this is the end of the County Assembly Service Board borrowing from the car loan and mortgage. Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I second. I support.
Mover of the motion. Member for Kakwaya, you had contributed. You wish to repeat yourself?
Yes, but I got confused when the leader of majority was contributing. Because, Honorable Speaker, I wonder whether the chairperson is the administrator of these funds, because car loan and mortgage is an entity on its own, a legal person on its own. We have County Assembly whereby we have said we borrow some monies from there as a legal entity. And I heard that there are some members who are borrowing from the same account. So now not the legal entity or legal person, as a member, they are borrowing from there. So I'm wondering, because the recommendation is to the administrator, recommendations are made by the park committee, and the administrator should comply, not the chairperson can mortgage. Because I've had leader majority a lot of defense from his contribution, Honorable Speaker. So I've learned there are three persons who are borrowing, members, the county assembly. These two are borrowing from this legal entity called car loan and mortgage, Honorable Speaker. So I just wanted to know these persons, how they operate. And as I said, there is behavior with dogs whereby they have maternal cannibalism, Honorable Speaker. So they usually take or they hit one of the puppies, Honorable Speakers, and they disadvantage the rest.
Leader Marot.
Yeah, thank you, Honorable Speaker. I know Honorable Dennis is aware, and he wants to just take us in cycles. Honorable Kisungi, who happens to be the chair for the committee on car and mortgage, is not an administrator. Of course, you know that. But he speaks for the committee. He is the spokesperson of that committee. The fund administrator will only act on what the committee has deliberated and agreed, Honorable Speaker, Honorable Speaker. He knows that. He wants to take us in circles. He wants to purport that Honorable Kizungi is the one who administers these monies. It is not, and you know that. Honorable Kizungi is just standing there for the strategic management of the committee and gives directions. He is the spokesperson of that committee. He is the spokesperson of that entity known as car loan and mortgage committee. And the clerk is there as an administrator who receives instructions from the committee. And what Honorable Kizungi is saying is that if we pass this motion, as the committee on car loan and mortgage, we will abide by that. We will not allow the monies to be withdrawn to be borrowed as well, Honorable Speaker. And that is very clear. And Honorable Dennis is just taking us in circles. He has even stopped acting as the committee chair for budget. He has been taking us even for supplementary budget. Sometimes, I remember we came here for a special sitting, and the Honorable Chair for budget was not able to present anything. He was not able even to table a report from the Committee on Budget. Okay. And he wants to now us believe.
You are digressing.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. And I think Honorable Dennis should not take us in circles again.
Are you supporting or opposing? This is a motion. If you are not speaking, if I give you an opportunity, you either contribute to supporting the motion or opposing the motion, because we will take a vote after that. Member for Honorable Cosmas Budunga, you contributed. You have no opportunity. Honorable Gali.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I stand to oppose the report. For just one simple reason, Mr. Speaker. As I oppose, I also want to acknowledge that the committee has done a good job. But there is one thing that is missing, Mr. Speaker, in this report. They are saying that 13 members borrowed. 2 are making an effort of repaying. Mr. Speaker, this is actually the high time that I want your attention.
Proceed.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. The reason as to why I'm opposing this report, Mr. Speaker, is that the committee has not provided an attachment for the members who have been involved in the series of borrowing. It should be very clear for this House to know those members who borrowed, what actually they are borrowed, and the third plan that they are saying that the institution is actually in a process of coming up with a plan of repayment. So why don't we get an attachment of the list of the members who borrowed and who are sinking this assembly in terms of borrowing? Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Member for Mtutande Ward.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I also rise to support the adoption of this report However, Mr. Speaker, it has taken us a while because the 2022 report had similar recommendation as this for 2023 and 2024, and we are even, like the majority leader said, it's predictive that 2025 report will be like the 2024 and 2023. We can give the committee on implementing the benefit of doubt that now going forward, the recommendations which have been done by the Committee on Park will be implemented, because we cannot be running like a copy-paste of a report every financial year. So, Mr. Speaker, it's now a call-up for the leadership, because I've seen how Honorable Kalunda was trying to thank you, and he was so much against the Honorable Dennis, because Dennis was very clear on what we want in this assembly. Because we know people have been borrowing, however, it might not be official, but we need to get moving. Even the members who have not been, since 2017, those who are in the first assembly, the recommendation have been the same. The loans will be converted to commercial rates, they will be paying, they have never been paying, they have been to court, the county assembly won the case, so we need to make a progress. We cannot be repeating same issues, year in, year out. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Mover of the leader of the majority. Just a minute. Leader of minority. Leader, deputy leader of majority, and the leader of majority.
Mr. Speaker, I rise to support this motion, however, with some reservations. The report is good, and actually the chair has done a good job. But I think when the chair recommends that there is no independence kind of living, it becomes a challenge. Because when you look at the capitation flow of the assembly monies, occasionally this mortgage has helped this assembly to survive. And anybody can challenge me on that, on this floor. There are times when we have always been cash-strapped, and actually through the internal borrowing, through the right mechanisms, they built this house out. Now, the moment you close the pipe, which can give you life when things are not working, then automatically it means there is going to come a time when we will not be able to function. I would wish we look at the mechanisms, apply the mechanisms, and protect me, Mr. Speaker, so that I can finish up to...
How did you hear the members? I have not heard them.
So in this context,
address the...
so that at the end of the day, we are able to move procedurally without issues in future. Two, my second reservation is that the report seems to be skilled to waiving out members who have not been able to pay in the context that they are paying very minimal amounts which are likely to filter to other years. How would you wish to say this? When one rises to go and borrow from a particular kit, you should not be given your own, actually, you should not be given the leeway to pay the way you want. There has to be rules and regulations which govern the borrowing and which govern the repayment. So I expect the Park Committee, which is our watchdog in this house, to be able to tell these members they either pay or they be auctioned. Whether they are there or not, they are already mentioned in the report. So in this context, Mr. Speaker, I cannot stand here to rubber stamp a situation whereby a member is going to be left into leeway to stay with the other members' money in the name that they want to pay the way they want. That is totally unheard of. That is totally not right. So in this case, I think, as much as I support the report, there has to be proper recommendation on that. And if that's not there, then...
Fair enough. Mover of the motion.
An issue.
Leader of majority.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, the mover of the motion will get a chance to respond. And Honorable Speaker, because we don't want to operate with rumors as an assembly, Honorable Dennis, who I believe has some accounting background, and who should know how things are done in an institution, should not come out and say there are individuals who have borrowed from that fund. I stated as the chair that no individual person has ever borrowed from that fund unless it's in the regulations and it's a loan. Any monies borrowed from that fund, and I want to be very clear, any monies borrowed from that fund must be borrowed administratively through the County Assembly Service Board by the clerk and the assembly. And the chair of the County Assembly is presiding over this session. Honorable Speaker, let's be clear on that. And as the chair responds, let him state if he found any monies borrowed by any individual from that fund. Let's be clear on that. The second one, Honorable Speaker, I said, as he responds, let him tell us if the administrative fee of 3% has ever been exceeded by the committee. We don't want to shadow box, we don't want to operate on rumors, because that will be so unnecessary, and such allegations contained the name of this assembly and of individuals, and we don't want to go that far. The last one, Honorable Speaker, I want to state, as the chair of that fund, that the 11 members who have not paid have already received letters from Family Bank, which is the bank undertaking that. They have already received letters, and administratively they are going to pay the money, and the loans have been converted to commercial. So soon and very soon, you will hear former members who are being auctioned because of those loans. So thank you, Honorable Speaker. Let the man responsible for moving the motion tell us the truth and the truth, because I read the standing orders and I believe he had the powers to investigate and give us the information we require as an assembly. Thank you.
All your houses, move off the motion.
I will speak on your behalf.
Thank you, Chair, for speaking on behalf of the member.
My name is mentioned.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I think we can proceed, Honorable Speaker. I need to comment on some few things. One, about what the majority leader is trying to fight about, and what my vice chair had alluded about the 3% and the position fee. I want to state that there is nowhere where the committee found out that there was expenditure beyond the 3% by the committee. On what member for Kalawa is putting through, which is making him oppose the report, I need to state that I didn't read the entirety of this report. There's a depth of the report that I didn't read, and as part of my duty to convince all members to support, beginning with him, allow that I read the management response on the issue of non-performing loans. The committee had earlier deliberated on the recovery measures for the loans defaulted by the members of the First Assembly. 16 of the members of the First Assembly benefited with mortgage loans, with the 4 of them having since cleared their mortgage and 12 yet to clear. In addition, we had an external member of the board by the name Elizabeth Masila, who also had a loan, bringing the total number of the defaultees to 13. Members, it's also good that we understand that there has been a court case. These defaultees went to court to challenge the time, because they had been given these loans based on 20 years, which was against the law. And the case went on, and it was determined sometimes in the year 2024, and the Assembly won. They demanded that, the court ruled that the defaultees should pay the amount of money as per the law. And after that case was determined, the management sent demand letters to the 13 defaultees, with the 7 of them responding to the demand letters, and those include Honorable Stephen Gelu, Honorable Jackson Govey, Honorable Beatrice Masila, Honorable Gideon Mwango, Honorable Josiah Kavita, Honorable Caroline Mulanie, Honorable Elizabeth, not Honorable, but Elizabeth Masila, the external member, and we have others who kept silence and didn't respond to the demand letters, and they did nothing. They include Honorable Bedan Musau, Honorable Francis Mutuku, Honorable Andrew Zioki, Honorable Besley Mathuku, Honorable Mary Mololo, Honorable Shandrak Zamu. But it's good to note that even though Honorable Francis Mutuku did not respond to the demand letters, he has been servicing his loan, even though we had indicated that it should be compounded in that it should end in the year 2027. So, Honorable Kali, those are the defaultees. And there was a suggestion by a member for Honorable Dennis that if these loans are not getting paid, why don't we just say that this is a bad debt, we write it off? I want to indicate that after the court case was ruled in the favor of the county assembly, and the demand letters wrote, the committee went ahead and issued notices through the bank for action, of course, legal action. And as at the time we were interrogating, we had not gotten any further development. Hopefully by now, by the time we interrogate this year's report in the near future, probably there will be a report about the same. On the issue of interborrowing, I need to state that this interborrowing mentally is not between the fund and individuals. It is between the fund as an entity and the County Assembly Service Board as an entity. Even though, in some instances, we found that the County Assembly Service Board could request to, deliberate and request to borrow from the fund to fund an activity. Let's say an oversight activity. And an oversight activity would spend like 3 million, but they would borrow like 5 million. We had those cases. So you would find that they are borrowing for this activity, but they borrow more for maybe something else. That was not the primary need of the borrowing. We found that kind of anomaly. But what the recommendation that we are making is that whichever form of borrowing from whichever entity should stop forthwith. We should allow these funds to grow and to recycle funds to an extent that those who are borrowing can get monies in good time. Honorable Speaker, I think I've tackled the issues that have been raised. Of particular was the issue about member for Kalawa, because I really much want his yes. I hope he is convinced. Thank you.
Honorable members, I now put the question for vote that this assembly, I put the question for vote. The motion has been supported by some members. Other members have opposed. So I have to put the question, the motion for members to vote. The majority of the vote will win in this motion for purposes of our students. And this is the motion, that this assembly adopts the report of County Public Accounts Committee on consideration of the report of the Auditor General on the Makueni County Assembly Car Loan and Mortgage Fund for the years ended 30th June 2023 and 30th June 2024. This report was presented to the County Assembly on 2nd of December, year 2025. Will as many in support of that motion say aye? Aye. Will as many against that motion say nay? The majority have supported the approval of the motion. and 1 or 2 members have opposed the motion. The majorities, the ayes have it. And therefore, the report of the committee, the public accounts, as presented to the County Assembly, stands approved by this County Assembly. I have the following directions to make: that this report be conveyed to the Clerk of the County Assembly with the Fund Administrator, the County Assembly Services Board, the Capital and Mortgage Committee for implementation. Public Accounts Committee, you have a responsibility within the first 60 days to check on the implementation of the recommendations as required by the standing orders before it proceeds to come to an implementation. Further, a copy of this report be conveyed to the Senate Public Accounts Committee for the requisite action, and so is to the Auditor General. Next order.
Order number 9, motion. The report of the County Public Accounts Committee on the consideration of the report of the Auditor General and the Makueni County Executive Car Loan and Mortgage Fund for the year ended 30th of June 2025.
Mover of the motion.
Thank you. Honorable Speaker, I beg to move the following motion: that the Assembly adopt the report of the Public Accounts Committee on consideration of the report of the Auditor General on the Makueni County Executive Committee Car Loan and Mortgage Fund for the year ended 30th June 2025, laid on the table of the Assembly on 3rd March 2026. Honorable Speaker, I wish to begin by updating members that the report I am moving, that of the fund administered the executive arm, is an unmodified report. Honorable Speaker, unmodified report for some of the members and the learners is a clean report. It is also referred as the unqualified report. It is the best report that an auditor can raise, Honorable Speaker. And for that matter, I wish to congratulate the executive wing, the administrator, on that matter because of that effort, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, having an unmodified report means that the records are very clear, the financial statements are very clean, Honorable Speaker, and there is compliance on matters of law, Honorable Speaker. That is exactly what it entails with the unmodified opinion, or a clean opinion, or the best opinion, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, however, despite the fact that it is an unmodified opinion report, there were some findings, Honorable Speaker, which the committee meant, observed, and recommended. Honorable Speaker, one of the findings that the Treasury and...
Mover of the motion.
Yes.
If the report is clean, don't over-clean.
Yes, Honorable Speaker, the observations, it is a clean report, Honorable Speaker. The observation was that there was underfunding of the report because we based on the applicants. The executive has a lot of applicants, and the fund doesn't meet the applicants to serve for applicants, Honorable Speaker. That was one of the observations, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, despite that the fund is limited with the available funds, the loans, that was the second challenge, it took too long to approve, Honorable Speaker, this loan. So those were the only two findings that were made by the committee. And actually, the committee made the following recommendation, Honorable Speaker, that the Treasury should comply with the Regulation 42 of the Public Finance Management Act on budgetary control measures by dispersing all monies appropriated for the fund in the budget. Because what was delayed is the disbursement of the funds by the Treasury, Honorable Speaker. And two, the fund administrator should promptly process all successful loans applications within 1 month of the approval subject to availability of the funds, so that at least after a loan has been approved, then within 1 month, the applicants get the benefit of that loan. Honorable Speaker, those were the two recommendations from the committee. I wish to thank honorable members of the committee for their participation in the entire period and the zeal, Honorable Speaker. That committee is very committed, and I must thank the members. I also want to appreciate the office of the Speaker and that of the clerk for the facilitation to that committee, because the effectiveness of the committee depends on the facilitation by the Speaker and of course the clerk. So, Honorable Speaker, I move and I request Honorable Mansu to second the report. Thank you.
Honorable members, I propose the question that this assembly adopt the report of the County Public Accounts Committee on consideration of the report of the Auditor General and Makueni County Executive Council on Mortgage Fund for the year 30th of June 2025, laid on the table of the Assembly on 3rd of March 2026. Floor is open. Could be. Mover of the motion.
Members for accepting to approve the committee or the committee's report. Thank you. Your support to this report will enable the executive to improve in the few limitations. Thank you.
I'll put the question for vote. That is assembled of the report of the County Public Accounts Committee on the consideration of the 2005 laid on table of the Assembly on 3rd of March 2026. Will as many of our opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many of our opinion say nay? The ayes have it, honorable members. Be conveyed to the County Executive Committee member for finders and the Senate for implementation. Next order.
Order number 10, motion. The Happier report of the Committee on Trade, Marketing, Industry, Culture and Tourism for the period January to June 2025.
Honorable members, the convenience of the House, I advise that we proceed. We skip all the annual progress reports and proceed to order number 13, followed by 14 in that order. Proceed, clerk.
Order number 13, motion. The report of the Budget and Appropriation Committee on the Makueni County Financial Year 2024-2025 Annual Progress Report.
Chairperson, Budget Appropriation Committee, it's your turn. You want to approach the table for clarification? Confirm if there is one, so that we...
I think the leader of majority is around here, and also the whip is around, the Honorable Speaker. This is a committee of the mighty.
You have tried. Proceed. Mover. I will give you an opportunity after the mover. Proceed, mover.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I beg to move the following motion that this Assembly adopts the report of Budget and Appropriation Committee on the Makueni County Financial Year 2024-2025 Annual Progress Report, laid on the table of the Assembly on 19th November 2025. Honorable Speaker, you allow me to start with the, because this is start with the account monitoring and evaluation, the challenges we have gone through. Honorable Speaker, financial year 2024-2025, the report covers the brief summary of what was achieved during the period under review, county transformative projects, as well as policies, institutional and legal reforms across the county government sectors and entities. The county annual progress report is used to 1, ensure accountability, transparent, and effective governance. 2, monitoring progress and evaluation of evaluating the effectiveness of policies and strategic intervention by comparing planned activities with actual achievements. Roman 3 or number 3, guides future planning resource allocation and corrective measures towards realization of count aspirations. Number 4, serves as a tool of continuous improvement, allowing the count to identify challenges, learn from past experiences, and refine its strategies. And 4, its key communication and engagement tool, informing the public and development partners about the county's progress. Honorable Speaker, count monitoring and evaluation, that is 3 Roman 1, challenges in implementing monitoring and evaluation function in the county. A, inadequate financial resource for in-depth monitoring and evaluation. Monitoring and evaluation tracks whether the activities of each county's priority projects or programs are happening according to the plan, timelines, and targets. It also identifies challenges and provides collective actions to deliver project resources, to deliver project outputs and improve service delivery. However, due to inadequate resources, limited monitoring is done, leading to over-reliance of second data from the project implementers. B, data availability and the quality. Infrequent surveys and data gaps in the accurate tracking of progress and information and informed decision making. Number C, or number 3, technological constraints, inadequate infrastructure and the systems compatibility issues impede the integration of technology in monitoring and evaluation. Just a moment, Honorable Speaker. Okay, Honorable Speaker, number 3. Several critical interventions, particularly in the energy infrastructure and the ICT sector, experiences delays in implementation due to factors such as delayed project procurement and delays in procurement activities, feasibility studies, design, and cabinet papers. 4, the agriculture rural development sector significantly underperformed in enhancing extension capacity, recruiting only 4 extension officers against a planned target of 30 due to budget constraints and the wage bill. This massive gap directly undermines the objective of improving farmers' practices and increasing yield despite reaching 146,000 farmers with extension services. Number 5, while infrastructure construction was successful, 400 kilometers pipeline, 21 boreholes drilled. A major internal challenge noted is that 90% of rural water projects are currently mismanaged due to weak governance, structures, lacking technical financial oversight. This risk the sustainability and longevity of substantial count investments. Number 6, the transition from NHIF to the Social Health Authority, SHA, caused disruptions, notably a decline in the proportion of pregnant women and attending at least 4 antenatal care, visits dropping from 68% to 67%. Non-reimbursed claims under the old NHIF models also remain an issue despite hospital revenue increases. The other challenge, number 7, despite the successful rollout of the project monitoring tracking system, the Count Annual Progress Report identifies a critical challenge: low utilization of monitoring and evaluation information to inform subsequent budget planning and decision-making process. This perpetuates the cycle of inaccurate budgeting and project underfunding. Board Speaker, we have seen that through our budgets. Number 8, the effectiveness of the in-depth monitoring and evaluation is hindered by the inadequate financial resources, leading to over-reliance on secondary data from project implementers rather than robust field verifications. The benefits of the new Social Health Authority SHA to revise the decline in external health indicators witnessed during the transition. Number XV, the County Treasury and Monitoring Directorate must ensure the full implementation of the Makueni County Monitoring and Implementation Policy 2021 and actively promote accountability by linking performance evaluations of the department to the timely use of monitoring and evaluation reports in planning and decision making. All departments should formally utilize available statistical data, research findings, and project tracking data to inform budget and decision-making access, thereby ensuring intervention and adequate aligned to community needs and count aspirations. Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, this is just a progress report on the implementations in the county. Honorable Speaker, you have mentioned the challenges we are facing, whereby we have inadequate officers in M&D. Also, we have inadequate extension officers. Also, Honorable Speaker, you have seen that sometimes they rely on secondary data to come up with information. Honorable Speaker, I will mention one thing which happened just the other day when we launched the abstract. You will find that some of these word development booklets we are given, they have mistakes, whereby I think because of they are over-relying on secondary data rather than having the officers going to the projects and also lying with the ward administrators to make sure that they get the correct figures and the correct description of these projects and the status of completion. So this is just a progress report, Honorable Speaker, on the challenges we are facing when implementing the budget, Honorable Speaker, I will call upon Honorable Joy to second the motion.
I propose the question that the Assembly adopt the report of Budget and Appropriation Committee on the Makueni County financial year 2024-25 and will progress report laid on the table of the Assembly on 19th of November 2025. The floor is open. Mover of the motion. Request.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I must appreciate the honorable members for supporting the motion in silence, and plead with them to approve this motion with a loud yes.
I'll put the question that's assembled of the report of the Budget and Appropriation Committee on the Makueni County financial year 2024-25 annual progress report laid on the table of the Assembly on 19th of November year 2025. As many as of the opinion say aye. Aye. As many as of the contrary opinion say nay. The ayes have it. Next order.
Order number 14, motion. the report of the Committee on Devolution, Public Participation, County Administration and Special Programs, on the annual report on the Makueni County Public Service Board on the execution of the functions of the board from January to December 2024.
Sergeant at Arms, Bell Fukwa. You can't. Huh? Order, honorable members. We have 4 minutes to go. It is evident that the motion cannot be moved within less than 4 minutes. Therefore, the quorum bell is in futility. The time now being 17:00 hours, the Assembly stands adjourned until tomorrow, Wednesday, 11th of March, year 2026 at 14:30 hours.